Well, I was talking about security. It turns out that if you write a web application, it is very likely that your code will end up being vulnerable. You will have some security bugs in it. And one of the most prevalent bugs for web applications is cross-site scripting. And I think we have found a way of how to make coding actually secure by introducing a new API in the browsers that's called trusted types. And this was what I was introducing in JSNation. They allow you to make security decisions explicit in the code, in the program. So instead of relying on the data being sanitized perhaps when you use them in your program, we're making those decisions pretty clear. We're making them part of the type system. So every time that you process the data and you intend to write it to the web page, to the DOM, we assure that this data has come through certain functions that assert the security rules. So this is a fairly new API that we are using in our company for pilots, and it works pretty well. But as a new API, and not being, let's say, a full-time programmer myself, it's very likely that this API is not really up to the task. And that's why I wanted to talk to actual developers to get their feedback on the API and to get them to use the API, to try it out and see what they think. I've spoken to a couple of authors from the JavaScript frameworks, obviously, because this is the API that we think would most likely be used by the JavaScript frameworks, the modern ones. So I've reached out to them as well, and obviously in Google, within multiple teams, we're already using this API. So, you know, that's people who have reviewed this thing, like from my team, from security team, but also from other teams, from the programmers. Oh, it's amazing. I mean, it's not my first time in Amsterdam, it's my second time, but it's very vibrant. I live in Switzerland, in Zurich, and it's much quieter city compared to Amsterdam, of course. And it seems like it's very, very vibrant, very modern. There's nightlife.